Good evening and welcome to the North Star Network. I'm Drew Matiasik. Alongside me is Johnny Lisi, and we are ecstatic that you are joining us here tonight at Michael J. Bragman Stadium and online for tonight's varsity women's lacrosse game between your CNS North Stars and the Baldwinsville Bees. We're excited not only just to be here broadcasting tonight, but we're excited that we have some real talent that's out here on the field tonight that we're broadcasting. First, we have CNS's own Francesca Tortora, who had a shocking 52 goals last year and 11 goals and 12 assists in only 3 games this year. And on Beeville, we have Carly DeSimone, who is a U.S. All-American and a U.S. U16 team member. Now, Johnny, what do we have to look forward to in this game?
Yeah, Drew, this is obviously the biggest game of the season for both teams, and rightfully so. The last time these two teams met was in the sectional championships last June when the North Stars dethroned the top-seeded Baldwinsville Bees 12-11 in an overtime thriller on the Kenzie Prentice game-winning goal. Now, both of these teams are definitely stacked with firepowers. First, for the North Stars, they obviously have number 21 senior Francesca Tortora, who last game out against Ithaca drew 6 goals and 5 assists. That was 11 out of the North Stars' 20 points scored. Then you obviously have number 17, Kenzie Prentice, just a sophomore, and she had 3 goals and 4 assists last game. And we can't forget about number 22, Brooke Malchinoff. She had 4 goals and 2 assists last week out against Ithaca. Now for the Baldwinsville Bees, they have a U.S. All-American and SU commit. Yes, she committed to SU as a sophomore, Carly DeSimone. Now, Carly DeSimone this season has 9 goals and 6 assists already. She is definitely on pace for a good season. Drew, buckle up, and folks at home, buckle up and pop your popcorn. This game should be a real good one.
This is going to be a thriller, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back for the draw. And we're back for some North Star action here. The North Stars are taking on Baldwinsville. It looks like Francesca Tortora will be taking the draw for the North Stars.
Drew, Francesca Tortora is an amazing player. Now, I spoke to her this week, and I said, how are you feeling this week coming off of a W? She said, I think my team and I are feeling confident, even more confident than they did before. Now, she did say that her team made some improvements and adjustments in the Ithaca game that definitely will carry over to this game, and that they looked very good in that Ithaca game, Drew. It was a 20-6 victory over the Little Red of Ithaca in Section 4.
I mean, they ran the clock on the last half of the game. I mean, that was just an amazing game to watch. As the North Stars are taking it on the backside of the goal, that looks like Tortora down there. She loves that left corner of that goal. She scored a lot of points this season just alone from that left side of the corner. Baldwinsville really has to look out for her here, so she's looking for some options.
That is where she makes her money, definitely. 6 goals last game.
And that's sent over to Firth. Firth send it back over to Tortora down in the corner. Tortora looking at the options.
Drew, I got to say, weather is definitely much nicer today. I mean, if you couldn't tell, it is 61 and sunny. It is beautiful.
As Tortora sends one to the middle to Malchinoff, and that puts the North Stars on the board with 1-0. I mean, they are a great duo, Tortora and Malchinoff.
Yeah, they are. Oh, my goodness, Drew. That was a beautiful goal by Tortora.
Tortora, that makes it, I believe, her 12th goal of the year, 24 points in just 3 games so far, and this is the North Stars' 4th appearance on the season. This is going to be outstanding for the North Stars if they can keep this up, as Tortora goes in for the draw again after that goal.
She is a beast. Now, when I spoke to her, I called her performance a monster performance. She loved that I called it a monster performance, but, I mean, it really was. She is totally a beast, committed to Stony Brook, one of the best women's lacrosse programs in the country.
And she deserves it. She is definitely the star of this varsity women's team.
Now, I asked her this week what her favorite, I asked her and senior defense Molly McGrath what both of their favorite pregame hype songs are. Francesca Tortora said that her favorite pregame hype song is Hall of Fame by The Script. She said, "You're the only person who can put a limit on what goals you can accomplish." She said, "It reminds me to always be in that mindset." That's a great song, Drew.
As DeSimone passed that one off to number 22, Sarah Hunter.
And Molly McGrath said her favorite pregame hype song is Dreams and Nightmares by Meek Mill. She said its build-up really helps her focus in for the game ahead.
Baldwinsville is looking to take a little bit from Francesca Tortora, setting up on that corner down there as number 20. I don't know. And the whistle's blown.
That looked like number 4. We don't have a number 4 on our roster.
As Beeville's setting up on the corner, taking it behind the net, and they're setting up. I've seen this a lot, and not only in the North Stars, but Baldwinsville so far in this game. They're trying to set up on those corners and behind that net to get some points and drive through that middle here.
That's definitely a good strategy for both the North Stars and the Bees. These are 2 of the best lacrosse programs, girls lacrosse programs in the state. Beeville is ranked number 10 out of 10 in the Northeast. I mean, that's not bad. They're in the top 10 Northeast girls lacrosse programs for high school. I mean, Drew, that's pretty good.
As this is sent back to Hunter. Hunter trying to carve through the middle, passes it on the corner. Baldwinsville taking it up on the corner, trying to carve through that inside. And it looks like there's a violation there on the field.
Looks like that was number 2 on the North Stars, Tori Iannotti. Last game for Tori Iannotti, she had 3 goals for the senior midfielder.
Baldwinsville setting up for that shot.
Looks like we have Nicole Mira in goal today for the North Stars.
And Mira with an amazing save for the North Stars. That is crucial to a win tonight. She's sending it down the field.
Do you think Nicole Mira heard me? Because I was just talking about her. I think she must have heard me.
She had to. As it's sent back to Mira in net. Mira sending it over to number 16,
That was
Allison Cole.
Allison Cole, the senior defense. Allison Cole is committed to Lemoyne to play lacrosse.
She's also amazing on the field hockey team, and that gets just past the net as Mira races behind to grab that ball.
And that should be North Stars ball.
Mira sending it out, racing up the field.
Now, Drew, we were talking about Allison Cole being committed to Lemoyne. 8 North Stars players are committed to play college lacrosse, and 6 Beeville players are committed to playing college lacrosse. So that's pretty good for both teams.
Allison Cole sends it up to Ella Pauline, the sophomore on the team that was also on the field hockey team as well. I'm seeing a pattern that a lot of the field hockey team members are on the lacrosse team. I think the 2 sports go hand in hand here.
Both programs very good. Ironically, the field hockey team's biggest rival, the Beeville Bees.
Yeah.
Played Beeville in the section championships. Beeville won on Halloween. So it's definitely a treat for the Bees, but a trick for the North Stars.
It looks like Tortora is dancing with the ball behind the net, trying to fake out Baldwinsville defense as she tries to carve through the middle.
Oh, she had an open shot there. That was a mistake by the Beeville defense. You can't leave Francesca Tortora open. We saw that a few times last game against Ithaca, and that's where Francesca Tortora does all of her work.
As she's looking at that left corner again, I mean, it's becoming pretty apparent in this pattern that she's going towards that left corner to try and look for options through the middle.
Passes it back to Tori Iannotti.
Sent over to Shea Firth.
Tortora looking to make something happen.
Tortora behind the net, looking for Firth to come through the middle. As Tortora tries to carve through the middle, she shoots, and it just goes wide of the net.
A rare miss. You don't normally see a miss by Francesca Tortora. But good defense by Beeville, but the North Stars are lucky to get that one back.
As the Baldwinsville Bees intercept that pass. Unfortunately, the rosters that we have printed out here, not only on Max Preps, but on Syracuse.com, none of them seem to have been accurate, so we apologize for any inconvenience that may cause here. But it looks like a majority of the numbers out on the field tonight are not on either Max Preps or Syracuse.com's roster, as Tori Iannotti races this one up the side.
Beeville's last game, both teams are coming off of a W. Beeville's last game was on Saturday. They played Marcellus on the road and beat Marcellus 14-5. And we talked about in the Open, the North Stars' last game was Thursday night against Ithaca. They won 20-6 in a torrential downpour.
And it looks like Molchanov looked through the middle for Tortora there. That's their 1-2. Tortora to Molchanov from the corner, and Molchanov to Tortora from the top middle side of the field.
Yeah, I spotlighted them in the Open. They both had very good games last time out. Tortora, 6 goals, 5 assists, and Molchanov, 4 goals and 2 assists. So definitely good performances by the North Stars.
As the Bees race this one up to middle, sent over through the middle and saved. Again, none of these numbers are on our roster. They're all the numbers that we're missing. This is sad. But we do have the North Stars roster. We got it from the website. These are 100% accurate for the North Stars. This looks like Baldwinsville setting up for that one shot.
North Stars got on the board early, 1-0, but we haven't seen any scores since. The North Stars really the biggest scoring drought in last. Oh,
and that's a goal for the Bees, number 4. Again, we don't have a roster to look for it, but that makes it a 1-1 game with 17:38 left in the first half. We're going to try and fix this as soon as possible and try and get another roster up. We're trying to exercise as many options as we have here with computers, with everything we have. Grab the Chromebook. Trying to grab my Chromebook now from my bag. I mean, this is just ridiculous that we cannot find the Baldwinsville Bees roster. You know, we do as much prep as we can. I don't know where we could have missed.
We do apologize for the camera difficulties and scoreboard difficulties at the moment.
As the draw is won back by the Bees. Iano's stick is knocked out of her hands, and that's a violation on the field. The Bees with that missed throw, and it looks like it's caught by number 14, Sam Klein, the star on the basketball team. Owen and Rob call her Sammy Buckets out there on the court. She is just unstoppable out there on the court, and she is going to be magnificent tonight on defense. She's the star on the defense for the lacrosse team as well, just an all-around, well-rounded athlete as she sends it up the side.
Sam Klein committed last November. She is going to LaSalle to play lacrosse. She is not the only North Star going to LaSalle. Jenna Pickard is also going to LaSalle.
As Iannotti sent that one to Firth, who immediately sends it to Tortora on the corner. She's looking at her options, trying to go on the right side now. Cradling the ball on the right side, looking for some options. It looks like Baldwinsville defense is really getting on those open women down there on the field. I mean, they cannot get an open person down there.
Everyone is being guarded. Normally, you would see the North Stars score more than 1 goal at this point, but only held them to 1 goal in just about 10 minutes.
This is the Section 3 championship matchup from last year as Tortora tries to send one from the side, and it's out of bounds over the net.
Looks like it went off the goalie's stick from what I could tell.
So it looks like Mackenzie Prentice, Coach Prentice's daughter, who scored that game-winning goal last year, has the ball on the side where Tortora usually stands.
Mackenzie Prentice definitely a star.
Mackenzie Prentice is the leader on the lacrosse team. She is a young prodigy who has 18 goals and 11 assists last year as a freshman and 7 goals and 7 assists this year. As it looks like Molchanov tries to send that one to the middle, and it looks like Baldwinsville is getting control of that.
Another save by Baldwinsville goalie Sam Tanguay. She has 10, before this game she had 10 saves. only 5 goals allowed. But last year, Drew, 109 saves for the senior goalie.
As Molchanoff was not able to grab that ground ball, Beeville maintains control as Iano takes it up the field. I think I'm just going to go off of what we have set until we can get a real set roster here. As Iano tries to look towards the corner. Beeville taking it up. Looking for their options. That looks like D. Simone there.
Looks like Sarah Hunter, the number 22, the senior midfielder for the Bees. 2 goals, 1 assist on the season.
As Hunter drops that pass off, and it's saved by the North Stars goalie, Nicole Mira.
That shot was by the junior midfielder, Mia Posey. She has 4 goals and 11 draw controls on the season.
As that's fumbled by Molly McGrath. McGrath taking it up. Another star defense on the North Stars varsity lacrosse team.
Drew, I spoke to Molly McGrath yesterday. I said, so you're playing your most bitter rival, Beeville. I said, how do you handle this as a captain? She said, we know that Beeville is going to be one of our toughest teams all year. She said, I like to look at it as an opportunity to prove ourselves and show everyone what we can do, and that last year's win wasn't luck. Going into it with that mindset that this is more than just a regular season game, but a game for the top spot in the section and a game to prove we deserved our win last year is how I think we're all looking at it. And Drew, she said, she doesn't think of this as a regular season game. I mean, this feels like Yankees-Red Sox Game 7 or Duke UNC. This is a big-time rivalry.
This is as Prentice sends it over to Molchanoff. Molchanoff trying to curl around the defense on Baldwinsville, trying to look for the outside as she sends it over to Firth. Firth towards the middle, and it's fumbled by Ayanati, and there's a battle down there, and the whistle's blown. It looks like that's Baldwinsville's ball as Tangway sends it up to try and look for some options.
Good defense. It's 1-1 with 13-18 left to go, Drew.
We might see an overtime game here.
You know,
if this keeps up.
That's what I was predicting.
Well,
last game, the North Stars had scored at least 6 goals by this point.
Yeah.
But the Bees are only holding them to 1, and the ball will go back to Beeville.
As Ayanati tried to drive Baldwinsville out of bounds there. And it looks like there's a violation on Ayanati that causes Baldwinsville to get control of that ball back.
Good defense by the North Stars. It looks like I thought we'd have an offensive battle, but we are going to have a defensive battle. Now, Drew, I was looking at the last 5 games. The North Stars and the Bees met 4 times last year. They split the series, CNS 1-2, Baldwinsville 1-2. But in their last 5 meetings, dating back to May of 2019, the winner's average score was 13.8, while the loser's average score was only 9.6.
As Sarah Hunter's pass is intercepted by number 16, Allison Cole.
Good play by Cole. So as I was saying before, the winner averages 13, while the loser only averages 9.
Semino taking it up the far left corner. Semino driving through Baldwinsville's defense, looking for a call there. There was no call by the referee as she sends it back to Ayanati. Ayanati to Pauline. Pauline cradling the ball, sends it to the far side to Riley Kosick. Kosick got her first goal of the season against Ithaca.
Kosick had a good game. She has 2 goals and 1 assist on the season for the senior attack.
As Tortora's playing with the ball on the left corner behind the net.
Goes back to her spot.
Tortora looking at her options there as she fumbles the ball, and it's in the air, and she grabs control of it again as she tries to cut through the middle and is dropped.
Does that ball go back to the North Stars?
Yeah, I cannot tell. It was grabbed by Sam Tangway, the goalie for the Baldwinsville Bees. This is a wonderful game we're having. 11-16 left, 1-1 game. I mean, by this point, again, like you were saying, it would be 10-0 CNS at this point. As it's blocked by Tangway. That was an amazing save by Sam Tangway.
And you can see on Tortora's face, she had that shot. But beautiful deflection by the Baldwinsville goalie. If you're Tortora, you got to be upset about that one, and you know that she is beating herself up over that one.
Tangway is the senior goalie on the Bees with 109 saves last year, only letting up 126 goals. She has 10 saves and 5 goals against this year, which has obviously increased for both statistics, as we can see a substitution out on the field as Gabrielle Putman goes out on the field.
Gabby Putman, a very good player. 3 goals, this season for the freshman midfielder. Yeah, I said freshman. She made varsity as a freshman. She is definitely a good player and a good runner. Her sister is an all-state and probably one of the best runners in the country. So definitely a fast family.
Looks like Muscolino tried to drive that one through the middle, and she drew a violation there.
Number 14, Sophia Muscolino, has 5 goals and 6 assists on the season, so not a bad season so far for her.
As Mia Pozzi tried to drive that one through and drop the ball. Is there another violation on the field? And it looks like it's Baldwinsville B's ball.
If you're the North Stars, you got to get something going. You have to stop them on defense.
And it's scored by number 30, Mia Pozzi. After that North Stars violation, she gets it in the net. She gets it past Nicole Mira, and she gets that goal. Baldwinsville B's lead 2-1 with 9:47 left in the first half of this game.
Good goal by Posey. You know, I feel like the players on the field can hear us.
I think they can.
I was talking a few minutes ago. I was talking about Nicole Mira, and she made a spectacular save. And just now, I was talking about how the North Stars needed to step up their defense, and Beeville scores.
As Ella Paulina substituted out, you know, maybe they have those mics in their ears like they have in the MLB. You know, like Michael Chavis, Jesse Winker have out there. Do you see Jesse Winker try and do play-by-play against the Rangers in spring training? I mean,
he did it for a few seconds.
Yeah, I mean, and then they let up a home run, and he sent it right back up to the booth after. I mean, Jesse, what'd you do? That was an iconic sports call, in my opinion.
Takes a special breed to do this.
As Tortora's taking the draw. Flipped back, and it looks like Baldwinsville will take control, win that draw. As Sophia Ayano takes it down the field, and it's dropped, and there's a violation on the field again.
Another one. And looks like the ball will stay with the Bees of Baldwinsville.
This is incredible. I mean, the North Stars are just taking way too many violations. I mean, that one goal came from a violation. Now they're down 2-1. They need to start focusing on their defense and controlling themselves here. As the Bees score that one.
You know Coach Prentice for the North Stars is not happy with the way that they're playing right now. When I talked to her last game on Thursday against Ithaca, she said that they came out flat in their loss in Game 1 against Victor on the road. They lost that game 9-6. That's why they're 2-1. But, you know, she said they won the second half back. So that's, I got to say, the North Stars, you have to win your first half mistakes back if you want to do better in the second half or in the last half of this first half.
And the North Stars look to be doing that with Tortora taking another draw against Mia Pozzi. The ball being placed in there for the draw. Tortora is just an amazing all-around player, not only on draws but on scoring ability. She is the most lethal scorer, I can say, with confidence in Section 3 lacrosse.
Oh, of course.
And the draw is one back, and it's one. Looks like it's fumbled. It looks like it will be.
Going back to the Bees, the referee says.
As Pozzi takes it up the field, and a whistle's blown. You know, I think the Bees are just getting way too many possessions in this game. I mean, the North Stars really got to dial down on these violations. Coach Prentice has to be, talking to her defense right now, getting them in the zone for this.
Yeah, if you're the North Stars, you got to watch the way. You got to watch yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You can't make these simple mental mistakes that put you down 3-1. The Bees have scored 3 unanswered goals. As
Pozzi tries to drive one through the middle, a violation on the North Stars, and it looks like she's down, but she's getting up with ease. I mean, that was a really tough play on the North Stars. Some sticks are flying. They've got to control their sticks out here. Otherwise, more violations are going to come with Pozzi taking that with this shot.
We knew it was going to be a physical game. The North Stars and the Bees, bitter rivals.
She's winding up for that shot. Sending the Bees back behind the net even further. The referee talking to the Baldwinsville Bees down there, making sure they're in position for this free shot. As she shoots, and it's saved by Nicole Mira.
Oh, and Nicole Mira runs into someone on Beeville.
And it's loose, and the Baldwinsville Bees gain possession back as they're trying to work it through the lower midfield. Number 4 on the Bees. Again, we don't have the full roster yet, taking it down on the outside.
Great play by Nicole Mira, but an even better play by Beeville to get the ball back.
As she's taking it behind the net, trying to drop past that back behind the net. Sent back to number 14, Sophia Muscolino on the Baldwinsville Bees as she's driving behind the net to the right side. It looks like it's dropped back, and she shoots and scores. Muscolino drops it back to number 18, Carly DeSimone, the prodigy of the Baldwinsville Bees, and they make it 4-1 game with 7:21 left in the game. Muscolino to DeSimone out there.
You know DeSimone was going to score at some point, Drew. You don't become a U.S. Lacrosse All-American and a USA Lacrosse under-16 team member for no reason. She has had a stellar season, and she is a prodigy player, like you said, and she's only a junior, and she's committed to play for Kayla Trenier at Syracuse University.
I mean, that's just absolutely fantastic. I mean, they're losing Muscolino's sister, Olivia, who had 46 goals last year, the leading scorer on the Baldwinsville Bees, but it looks like DeSimone is taking that role back as it's 4-1 Bees.
Getting set for the faceoff. Tortora is back in the faceoff.
Molchanoff on the move on the outside. The draw by Tortora. Popped up and one off. Molchanoff grabs it. It's knocked out of her stick. She's trying to gain possession. It's a free-for-all down there on the lower right side.
The North Stars need to get something going.
And the Bees take possession of that ground ball right there. It was anybody's ball as they're running on the outside.
They haven't gotten past the 35-yard line in like 5 minutes.
No.
They got to get something going if you want to score.
And one of the most lethal scorers, Carly DeSimone, taking it on the other up left side. She sends it over to the wide, back down behind the net. Tries to fake out defense right there on CNS, and she's met with a body, and it looks like there will be a violation. That was just plain as day. You cannot do that in lacrosse. You cannot use your body whatsoever.
No, that was number 10, Mira Lieberman, the senior, who is committed to Mercer to play lacrosse.
As the whistle is blown, Nicole Mira takes the ball.
Quick looking at the SCAC Metro standings. At the top of the division is the West Genesee Wildcats at 4-0. In second place, you have the Liverpool Warriors at 2-0. FM in third place at 3-1. Baldwinsville in fourth place at 2-0. And CNS in fifth place at 2-1. But a very stacked SCAC Metro, Drew. You got a gauntlet there. As
Allison Cole is chased down by Baldwinsville's offense. The attack on Nicole Mira, and she drops the ball as she's trying to make a pass. She gets around Baldwinsville's attack and sends it back over to Allison Cole. Cole taking it up on the outside, looking for her options, driving through the midfield. Sends it over to number 14, Sam Klein. Looks like she's playing some midfield now, and she's driving it on the outside.
Well, we saw Sam Klein score a goal last game against Ithaca.
Klein sends it over to Cicerelli. It looks like Gabby Cicerelli is out there tonight as Molchanoff takes the ball.
She didn't play last game, but she is back this game.
As it's sent over to the outside to Mackenzie Prentice. Mackenzie Prentice looking for options, trying to drive through that inside. As she looks to Molchanoff in the middle, and Molchanoff looks back. Molchanoff taking it in the right corner of the net and drop passes it behind the net to Fran Tortora.
If you're the North Stars here, you need a score.
As Tortora tries to drive through the middle, and she sends it over, and it's blocked by Sam Tangway. The shot was blocked by Sam Tangway. She is playing out of her mind tonight.
Just missed. It was like money in the bank, and she said, no, not so fast.
As the North Stars take back possession, that's number 3, Gabby Cicerelli.
Drew, if you're the North Stars, it doesn't matter who. If it's Prentice, if it's Tortora, if it's Molchanoff, you need someone to score right now.
As INO was knocked down, looks like the Baldwinsville Bees will gain possession back of that ball.
The North Stars need to get some momentum here. It's 4-1 Baldwinsville. Yeah, it's low scoring. But the North Stars haven't held them on defense as well as they should be.
Like Coach Prentice said, they're a second-half team. They can come back strong like they did against Victor. I mean, they ended up losing against Victor, but they came back strong, and I think that the North Stars under Coach Prentice's leadership can come back, and they can beat the Bees after this.
Yeah, she did say that they came out flat in the first half. It looks like their offense has come out a little flat in the first half. They definitely need to get a goal, get some momentum going before the half.
As the Baldwinsville Bees trying to make a move to the inside, and it's deflected off for a turnover. The Bees working through the midfield as they're met by defense number 27, Gabby Putman. The Bees trying to race towards the inside, back behind the net, play towards the middle, and it goes off the post and in. The Bees score their 5th of the night, and it's 5-1 Bees with 3:24 left in the first half. This is not at all how I thought this game would be going for the North Stars. It is out of their favor right now, but it looks like the North Stars need to be picking up not only their defense, they need to stop these violations, and they need to pick up on their offense. Stop letting Tangwe make these incredible saves. She is just playing out of her mind right now.
She is, Drew. That was a hockey-style goal, bouncing off the post and in.
I have not seen that in lacrosse, but it looked like Mira knew that was in. As soon as it hit the post, she did not make an attempt to grab that. I mean, that was in once it hit that post as Tortora lines up for that last draw after that goal.
It'll be Tortora and Posey for Baldwinsville. Number 30, Mia Posey, the junior midfielder, has 11 draw controls for the Bees this season.
As Tortora lines up, it looks like Malchinoff and Iano are up on that outside circle. This draw is taking unusually long. I wonder what's happening down there with Tortora.
Must just be placing her and Posey.
And it looks like the draw is going to set back, and it's knocked back, and it's a ground ball as Malchinoff races back to it. Iano grabs it, and the Baldwinsville Bees grab it in their own end. Iano is taking it back, sends it up through the midfield, racing along the outside.
The Bees were swarmed. There were at least 3 Baldwinsville Bees in that area.
As Potsy takes it through the middle, trying to carve through, sends it wide. Number 18, she scores! Carly DeSimone with the goal, 6-1 Bees, 2:58 left in the first half.
Another one for Carly DeSimone. Good game for her so far.
DeSimone is incredible out there on offense. The draw with Tortora. Tortora and Potsy lining up.
If we're going to have these two in draw controls all afternoon, this is going to be a battle.
This is all 50-50 down here. The referee placing the ball there. Now we're ready to get the draw on, and it's knocked back to the Bees. Iano takes it up the right side. Racing in, she sends it towards the middle to Potsy. Potsy running towards the middle, trying to carve into that area. She sends it to the outside, looking for her options. Sends it right behind the net. The Bees trying to set up their attack on Nicole Mira down there with 2:35 left in the first half. And she sends it up to Potsy. Potsy making that move. That was an incredible spinorama.
That was a beautiful spin. She put the spin cycle on.
As the Bees get another one, 7-1 Bees in the first half. Coach Prentice really has to get control here. It's 7-1 Bees, 2:18 left. This was a Section 3 final game last year. It should have been tighter. I thought it would have been tighter. The North Stars are not on their game tonight.
Yeah, definitely can tell. But, you know, Drew, I think Coach Prentice will settle them down. They're all huddled up, settled by the goal at the moment. I think you just got to settle in. And looks like the North Stars will take a timeout.
That's timeout. North Stars 7-1 Bees, 2:18 left. We'll be right back after the timeout. And, Johnny, that was just an incredible first half. I mean, not for the North Stars, but for the Bees. I mean, they're really getting their revenge on this rematch here.
The Bees have come out strong. It's been many months, but hey, The Bees have wanted revenge on the North Stars for the last 10 months, and they have done it by Carly DeSimone. She is as I've said before, she's the best player on the team, obviously, and she is one of the best in the country. She's probably, her and Tortora are the two best in the section. I think if the North Stars want to get back here, you have to get something going. You have to get a goal scorer. I mean, if you can see down below, it's 7-1 Baldwinsville. You need another confidence boost before going into the half.
I mean, the North Stars, Mia Potsy's been showing up great out there. Potsy's had 4 goals and 1 assist prior to this game. I mean, they are really, Beeville's offense is just incredible, but the North Stars have to watch their violations. We're seeing way too many violations happening in the defensive zone. I mean, Coach Prentice, they've got to squeeze through this first half, maybe get a goal or two with the 2:18 left in this half, go to the locker room, reset. I mean, it's a new half. It's a new day. They can start fresh on a brand-new white canvas, and the North Stars need to do this. It's 7-1. They cannot afford this loss to the Bees, especially after beating them in overtime in the Section 3 finals last year.
Definitely, the North Stars need to prove, like both Francesca Tortora and Molly McGrath said, we need to prove that last year was not just luck, that we are good enough, and they are good enough, but they got to show that they are good enough to finish out this first half and into the second half.
They do. As the Bees return from that timeout, the North Stars still in their huddle with Coach Prentice. Looks like they're getting ready to go back out there on the field. I mean, this is incredible. This is a good game for the Bees, not so much for the North Stars. But North Star Network's got you covered. We're going to get this game going. Coach Prentice is going to get her team out there, scoring more goals, getting some better defense out there, less violations, and the North Stars can come back and win this. They're a second-half team, like we said earlier.
Yeah, Drew, thank you for spending part of your afternoon with us. It is a gorgeous afternoon. It is 61 degrees and just a few clouds in the sky here at Michael J. Bragman Stadium. And a special thank you to Hunter Brashuska for doing camera work this afternoon. A nice 2:30 afternoon game during April break.
Yeah, it's beautiful weather out here. 65 degrees, sunny. I mean, this is probably the most parents I think I've seen. Even when you have the JV lacrosse team out here, you've got everyone here. The boys are in Baldwinsville tonight. I don't have a score update, but I'm sure the game is over. It's 3:05. The game started at 1. I'll get that update to you guys as soon as possible as Tortora lines up for the draw.
Tortora needs to win this draw for the North Stars. That would be a big confidence boost coming out of the timeout. And looks like a fight for it, Posey, but the North Stars regain it.
Molchanoff taking it up the side. Molchanoff trying to drive through the inside in the lower midfield as she's met by 3 Baldwinsville defense as she shakes them off.
No pun intended, Drew, but a swarm of bees surrounded the North Stars. It's kind of right there. I kind of had to say it.
As Molchanoff sends it over to Pauline. Pauline to Klein. Klein to the outside to Prentice. Prentice is great on the attack as she's met by Tortora down there, and she's not going to pass it to her. Prentice trying to look towards the inside. Sends it back to Tortora.
The North Stars need a goal here. Like I said, it doesn't matter who scores it. The North Stars just need a goal.
As Tortora is looking for some options on that lower left side corner of the net. She loves looking for options on that lower left side.
Tortora is trying to look for an open player.
As we see Cicerelli trying to get up behind her. She sends it towards the middle, and Prentice tries to race back to it before it goes out of bounds. Prentice grabs it as she's looking for options from the outside, right side, right by the boundaries.
Good hustle by Kenzie Prentice. Kenzie Prentice had the game-winning goal in the sectional finals last year.
As Prentice tries to take it up the side. She looks back. Tortora's met right behind her. An easy option, but she's going right towards the middle again. She passes it out, and there's a violation on the field. Prentice will get the ball back. Prentice with that free shot on Sam Tangway. Prentice sends it back to Tortora in the corner. Tortora looking for options as she's racing around the backside of the net.
She had Molchanoff.
Tortora taking it back. Baldwinsville's defense sends it right up to Sam Klein. It's saved by Sam Tangway. That amazing save. She has been on fire this game. She had Tortora, Klein right there for that opportunity, and she robbed all of them as 20 seconds are left in this half.
Amazing job by Tortora to find an open Sam Klein. Great shot by Sam Klein. Oh, great save by Tangway. that would have been a nice confidence boost for the
As
North Stars, as it's another confidence boost for the Baldwinsville Bees.
But Bees make it 8-1 on that goal with 9 seconds left in the first half. 7-goal differential so far in this game. This is this is awful for the North Stars. There's no other way to put it. This is awful so far. But you know what? Comebacks happen. And, you know, I'm always a believer in comebacks. The scoreboard, you can always say scoreboard, 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 but it's what the players do on the field, coming back from that half, coming back from that break, seeing what they can do. And, I mean, the North Stars have proved it before. They can prove it again. I think they can come back with this. I think they can make it a game.
You said that perfect, Drew. The North Stars will battle back in the second half. They will never, never give up.
Tortora, the draw, one off by Potsy. Potsy sends it back over to the North Stars, Brooke Molchanoff.
And that ball will go to Molchanoff.
Molchanoff, yeah, and that ends the first half. The Bees are leading 8-1 as we have a 7-minute intermission. The North Stars heading back to their locker room. This is 8-1. It is not great. This is a section final rematch, but it looks like this is going to be the half. The refs are sending them off to the locker room. You know, it looked like they were going to add some time on the clock there, but they're sending them back to the locker room. 7-minute intermission. And we are on the North Star Network. I'm Drew Matiasik. Alongside me, Johnny Lisi. We'll be right back after this. And we're back for the second half, 25 minutes on the clock, 8-1 Bees. They came back from the locker room. They're ready to go as Tortora and Posey,
Yeah.
Buster Posey, like Buster Posey, that's how I'm going to remember it, are lining up for the draw. 25 minutes left. Let's get to some of this action.
It's been battles between Posey and Tortora.
As the draws, as they're setting up for the draw, Tortora and Posey.
If you're the North Stars, you need to get something going. Coach Prentice definitely talked in the half about that with her players. The North Stars need to get something going on offense, and they need to stop Beeville from scoring.
As Tortora won that back from herself, the violation was blown, and she brings it up the side. Tortora bringing it up the side, looking for her options.
Tortora needs to score as she gets the ball taken.
As Iano takes it up the sideline.
You can tell that she was very, very disappointed about that one.
She had that. She carved to the inside, and she had Tangway beat.
Good play by Iano to stop her.
Ionado on Iani. 2-on-2. As Iano sends it over to Sarah Hunter.
The big storyline of the first half was the Beeville goalie.
As Hunter sends it over to Peters.
Sam Tangway definitely had a good first half.
Hollenbeck sends it to DeSimone. I got it after a while. DeSimone.
Thank you to our PA announcer, Dylan White, for getting us set up.
As Posey's taking it through the middle, and it's dropped. And it looks like it will be Baldwinsville Bees' ball.
The North Stars need to stop Baldwinsville on defense.
It looks like the parents are getting a little rowdy here with the referees, but it looks like Baldwinsville will still remain possession. The refs are not fazed by it as Posey tries to send it to the middle and is just missed by number 22, Sarah Hunter.
Good deflection by goalie for the North Stars, number 30, Nicole Mira.
As Hollenbeck sends it up, Posey gets control of it again. Sent over to Hunter. Hunter misses it and it's dropped, but Hunter regains possession of it as she tries to drive for the outside. Peters bringing it in the middle, tries to drive through, and it's knocked out of her possession, and the North Stars gain possession.
You can tell that Coach Prentice talked to the North Stars about their defense. You saw it there by Ella Pauline. They are back. The North Stars defense is back.
Pauline sent it to Semino, who sent it to Ionati. Klein now taking it through the midfield. Klein racing towards the sideline, escapes Beeville's defender, but there's a violation, and it looks like Klein will get possession.
Looks like Klein was hit in the head. Can't do that. But good thing that Sam Klein, the senior, was wearing a helmet.
Yeah, I mean, helmets are optional out here, but Sam Klein definitely wearing a helmet. It really, really does help. You cannot do that in any sport. There is zero head contact allowed in any sport now. I mean, you are automatically in hockey. There's some points where you're automatically out of the game if you hit someone in the head with a stick, with an elbow, an arm, anything.
Especially in football too.
Where there's an increased amount of long-term damage sent in football, not only that, but hockey too as well. As Klein sends it over to McGrath, who sends it back to Allison Cole as Cole races through the midfield. And it's blocked by number 18, Carly DeSimone.
By the Syracuse commit, Carly DeSimone, as a junior. She's already committed to play for one of the best women's lacrosse programs.
That's just so incredible as Yanu takes it up the side as Molchanoff is on her.
I'm going to be honest, Drew. I would love to be committed to Syracuse as a junior next year.
I would love to be for Newhouse Broadcasting.
Oh, yeah,
that would be amazing. As Hollenbeck takes it up the side. Hollenbeck racing around as she drops it back to Peters. Peters on the corner in the end zone. Peters looking for her options. Sends it up through the middle to Hollenbeck. Hollenbeck looking at her options. She's chased She was chased by Ava Semino, and there's a violation on Semino there as Hollenbeck is going to get possession back, and it's sent over to Desimone. Or no, Sarah Hunter. My apologies.
North Stars need to stop with the violations. If they want to get something going, you need to be careful with those violations.
Iano to Hollenbeck. It looks like they're going in a circle cycle here. A little circle cycle around the net. Hollenbeck over to Muscolino. Muscolino on the outside. Muscolino trying to drive through that inside, carefully looking at her options. As she sends it over to Peters, and Peters is in the same boat. Ella Pauline is all over Beeville's offense tonight, their attack.
Definitely better defense early by the North Stars. We're about 5 minutes in.
As Iannotti cannot chase Peters down, she has open area on this attack. But she's looking for options. Beeville is lacking options in the middle. The middle is wide open as Peters is trying to look. They are just wasting time out here.
North Stars need to continue with that tough defense.
As Iano, actually no. Again, we still don't have that full roster. We got some names down, but we don't have that full roster here.
Looks like Desimone has the ball right now.
As Desimone sends it over to
Posey.
And it looks like they're working some magic on the outside, the Bees. The Bees are they cannot get any options open. There's, 5-6 minutes just wasted at seeing this circle cycle here.
Yeah.
As Posey tries to take it through the middle. She shoots, she scores!
Another goal for the Bees.
Mia Posey with that goal drove through the middle, got that past Mira, and it's a 9-1 game with 19:32 left on the clock.
Can't do that if you're the North Stars. They had defensive momentum, Drew.
They did. They had them for a solid 6 minutes.
The North Stars have got to keep stopping them. If they kept that defensive momentum going, it still would be 8-1.
Now Tortora and Posey lining up for this 11th or 12th draw of the night. As the ref is placing it in. Molchanoff on the move, back with Peters. Molchanoff making her move around that circle. As Peters catches up, and it looks like it's stopped.
It'll still be Tortora and Posey.
They're having a lot of difficulties. This referee is having a lot of difficulties with draws tonight. This is incredible. This is taking a lot more time away from what we could see some amazing North Stars offense. And the draw is one back, knocked away by the Bees, and the Bees grab it. Iano taking her way up the field.
Dare I say it again, a swarm of Baldwinsville Bees.
As it's sent over to Muscolino.
But good battle. That was Sam Klein who gets it back.
Klein sends it all the way up to the field to Shea Firth. Firth taking it through the midfield. And she's racing along the outside. Sent over to Riley Kosick. Kosick looking with her options as she sends it over to Iannotti. Iannotti taking it through the middle. Getting around this Beeville defense is going to be tough as it's sent back to Molchanoff up top.
Molchanoff having a good season so far. 8 goals and 4 assists, so Molchanoff would be a good scorer here.
Molchanoff to Prentice. Prentice to Tortora. Tortora looking at her options on that outside corner. As Pauline is making some movement with Molchanoff and Kosick.
Good defense by the Baldwinsville Bees thus far.
As Tortora carves through the inside, she shoots, she scores on Sam Tanguay.
Will that count?
That does. It looks like it will count.
Much needed goal by the North Stars by guess who?
Fran Tortora, the leader of the North Stars. Tortora has 52 goals and 42 assists last year and 11 goals and 12 assists this year. Make that number 12.
Drew, guess who? Who else would it be other than Francesca Tortora, the spiritual leader of this North Stars team, senior attack? She's committed to Stony Brook. I mean, she's pretty much the key player for the North Stars.
Again, what I called her the most lethal scorer in Section 3. She proves it again. 9-2 game.
Let's be honest, Drew. It is not easy to be the leading scorer in Section 3 and being the best scorer in Section 3.
Posey and Tortora lining up for that draw. Again, the referee is having a lot of trouble getting these draws to happen now in the second half.
Much needed goal by the North Stars, and looks like the whistle, and it will go to the North Stars.
As Tortora takes it up the side on the midfield, she's racing it in, and she's swarmed by some bees.
You said it.
I said it perfectly. And it looks like Tortora is trying to set up her offense and attack.
Looks like momentum has swung to the side of the CNS North Stars.
As Malchinoff tries to drive through the middle, she's met by some Beeville defenders, and she's going to go reset.
Definitely a much-needed goal by Francesca Tortora. Could she get another? And a good draw control by Tortora.
As Iannati's trying to make some movement towards the middle, backing up to the outside. As it's sent into Malchinoff.
And it's blocked.
And that was blocked by Sam Tangway as she sends it up to Peters through the midfield, racing through the midfield.
We talked about Carly Desimone for the Bees, but let's be honest, Drew. The real star.
As Peters takes it in, and it's saved by Nicole Mira.
Great save by Mira. I was about to talk about one goalie, and Nicole Mira said, "Don't forget about me."
She can hear us.
I think she can. I got to ask her after the game if she can hear us.
As it's sent over to Klein on defense. Klein making some movements over to Ava Semino. Semino back to Klein.
Ava Semino, the junior.
Klein way over across the field to Allison Cole. Cole making some movements on that lower midfield. As it's tried to send over to Riley Kosick.
That ball should go to the North Stars, and it will.
As Kosick takes it on the outside. Kosick sends it to Ella Pauline. Pauline to Iannati, and she goes in and is just wide of the net.
Like I was saying before, the real star of this game for both teams is Baldwinsville goalie number 0, Sam Tangway. She has had a day today stopping the North Stars. She stopped Tortora.
She's had a field day out there.
At literally everyone on this North Stars team, she has stopped.
As Tortora tries to carve through the middle, she shoots, she scores! North Stars goal scored by number 21, Francesca Tortora.
Beautiful goal by her. Momentum, I think, is back on the North Stars side as they cut the lead to only 6.
Yeah, I can't do that either. 9-3, yeah, it takes me a long time to do that too. Calculators have been a lifesaver in the 21st century. As Tortora, after her second goal today, was that her second or third goal? That was her.
That was her second.
That was her second. Was it Malchinoff that scored the first one? Malchinoff scored the first one. You know, I talked to Coach Prentice as Malchinoff is brought out back to the sideline for some rest after that one. I talked to Coach Prentice before the game. She said she was really excited for this game, this rematch. We did not, unfortunately, get a chance to talk to the Beeville head coaches as they were doing a great job coaching their team in the warm-ups. As Coach Prentice, we got there at the right time, right as she got out there. We met her right before she got out there. That was the right second.
She looked over and she said, "Yep, there's the North Star Network."
So she walked over to us because she knew who we were. I mean, you know, it's the right second. I mean, and as the Beeville coaches were taking a break, we
You know, Drew, let's be honest. I think we were the only 2 people on the field with button-down shirts and dress pants, so I think that's what gave us away.
As I was walking through the lobby, you know, right at halftime, all I got was stares from people. People were in shorts, you know, sweatshirts, T-shirts. Are looking, why is this kid in a black pants and a button-down shirt? That is something remarkable. Anyways, Iano sends it over, and they're trying to make their moves towards the middle. As she's met by the North Stars defense. Sent over to Muscolino.
Good defense right now by the North Stars. Everything's starting to come back into balance for them.
Muscolino sends it over wide, and she just misses.
That would have been a perfect goal by Mussolino. Oh, my goodness.
She was sent by Desimone over to Mussolino, and it just got blocked off, and the North Stars take it wide.
I think that's Sam Klein. Oh, no. It is number 27, Gabby Putman.
Gabby Putman making another appearance in this game.
Sprinting down the sideline.
Again, her family is athleticism and speed, as her sister went top 5 for nationals over the winter.
Her sister, Kate Putman.
As Tortora is trying to make some movements on that outside. Tortora bringing it back behind the net. Tortora trying to send it up through the middle, and she's blocked by some Beeville defenders.
That was good defense by the Bees.
Tortora looking at her options, 14:29 left in the half. Sends it to the middle to Iannotti, and it's blocked.
Oh, is Iannotti okay?
Iannotti was knocked down, but it looks like she's going to be okay. Will that be a North Stars ball? It looks like it will be. It looks like it'll be a shot by Iannotti. Iannotti sets up for that free shot on Tangway.
Tori Iannotti, 4 goals this year. Tori Iannotti is committed to Winthrop to play lacrosse.
As Iannotti's getting ready for that shot. Tangway's ready in the net.
Tangway has been a brick wall today.
As she shoots, and it's saved by Tangway with ease. She did not have to move on that one at all.
Looked like she was playing catch with Tangway, and the ball will go to the Beagle Bees.
Tangway playing with the ball as she gets possession of it.
Tangway has had a stellar performance this evening.
Tangway sends it up wide. And she just misses it as Peters races to that ball, and the North Stars grab it, but it looks like Allison Cole was knocked down there, and there will be no call on that.
Surprised there was no call there, Drew. That looked like there could have been a call on that.
Hollenbeck was taking it up wide, and it looks like there is a whistle blown finally. Looks like Hollenbeck will remain with possession of this one as she sends it back. Mussolino back to Desimone down there and down low behind the net. The Bees playing with it over there.
North Stars need to hold the Bees here on defense.
Posey sends it through the middle, and it's saved easily by Nicole Mira.
Good stop right into Nicole Mira. Great stop by Nicole Mira.
And looks like the Bees will take possession of this. Number 25. There is no number 25 on the roster, so number 25 on the Baldwinsville Bees will be taking this free shot. As she takes the shot, and is blocked by the North Stars defense.
Good deflection by the North Stars.
As Putman races it up the middle. Putman moving to the side as she's looking for some options. Putman sends it back to Firth. Firth over to Pauline. Pauline to Kosick.
North Stars have stepped it up in the second half. North Stars outscoring Baldwinsville 2-1 in the second half after Baldwinsville outscored them 8-1.
Kosick drops it back to Prentice. Prentice tries to drop it back, but she goes behind the net to Tortora. Tortora looking at her options from the corner. She's screaming at her teammates to go towards the middle, it seems, as the entire flock of the North Stars goes towards the middle so Tortora can free up some space on the inside. She tries to carve through the inside. She makes a roof on Bevo defenders. She shoots. She scores.
Francesca Tortora has done all of the scoring for the North Stars this half.
The North Stars are a second half team. 11:24 left in the second half. 9-4. Was it 9-1? 8-1 when the half ended?
It was 8-1 at halftime, Baldwinsville, and the North Stars have battled back, showing that there is no quit in the Cicero North Syracuse North Stars team.
And it looks like there will be a timeout from the Baldwinsville Bees. 11:24 left in the second half. Bees 9, CNS 4. We'll be right back after this timeout. And we're back after that timeout. 11:24 left in the second half. Beeville 9, CNS 4. This will be the comeback of the century. I have faith. Johnny, do you have faith?
Oh, of course.
The North Star Network has faith. Hunter Bachuska has faith. We all have faith in this booth as the North Stars are trying to come back from that 8-1 deficit at the half.
I think one of the fun things to watch during this game has been Hunter's reaction every time Nicole Mira has gotten a save. Shout out to Hunter.
It's just amazing. As the Beeville Bees win that draw. The Bees racing towards the inside. Posey with that. Posey's whacked on the head and she's down.
Oh,
this is awful.
Who was that?
That was an awful play.
That was by number 22 on the North Stars. That is Brooke Malchinoff. Obviously not what anyone wants to happen, but good thing that she is okay.
Or it looks like Tori Iannotti with that one. It looks like she had the penalty and she will be sitting down. As Beeville tries to make some options and the whistle's blown. That was awful. I hope she's okay after that one. That was awful.
Yeah, you're right. That was number 2, Tori Iannotti. Looks like one of the North Stars assistant coaches came over and talked to her.
Looks like the trainer of the North Stars. We got a great crowd here at Michael J. Bragman Stadium. We got the varsity lacrosse team coming in, the JV girls lacrosse team coming in. We've got a whole variety of people out here. I mean, this is just an incredible fan base for the North Stars.
Drew, it's a gorgeous afternoon right now. It is 61 and sunny here in beautiful Cicero, New York.
I know. I'm staying outside after this.
Oh, of course.
As sent to the inside, and it looks like Ava Semino will grab possession of that ball for the North Stars. Semino back behind.
Thank you for spending part of your afternoon with us here on the North Star
It
Network.
is well appreciated. Everything you do is helping us as broadcasters.
It's been a beautiful afternoon. It's been really fun doing this with you, Drew. The North Stars coming back. Definitely. I think they can have a good comeback. They just need to stiffen up their defense. That is what the North Stars need to do here.
And it looks like it was knocked out of bounds there. As Allison Cole lines up on the midfield. As she sends it back to what looks like Ella Pauline. Ella Pauline met by a swarm of bees as it's sent back over to Ava Semino. Semino trying to drive through the middle.
The North Stars would love to have another goal here.
Semino to Malchinoff. Looks like Malchinoff has come back in the game with Iannotti now out. Malchinoff looking for her options on the lower midfield. Malchinoff trying to drive there outside. Prentice set up right behind her. Tortora right by Malchinoff, sending Malchinoff to the lower left side.
Tortora behind the net.
Tortora met by some Beeville defenders as she's trying to make her way towards the outside. Tortora making her way towards the outside as Iannotti resumes back into play. And it sends it back to Iannotti through the middle. Oh! She's met by a defender and she's down. That is an awful play. Where is the call on that one?
Oh, you hope she's okay.
That was a terrible injury as soon as she came out. And it looks like she's up as she's met by this North Stars trainer out on the field. And it looks like she's out there with Coach Prentice making sure she's okay, and the trainer's taking Iannotti off the field. The Bees will be penalized for that as Coach Prentice and the trainer are walking off the field.
Obviously not what you want to see.
That was an awful injury. As we can see, Gabby Putman taking Iannotti's spot.
Looked like the North Stars trainer is talking with the referee.
And there was a call on that one. 9:02 left in the second half. Bees 9, CNS 4. And it looks like Gabby Putman will get possession of the ball with the North Stars, as they're setting up right where it left off. And Putman looks to the outside to Prentice. Prentice making her way around the net. Looking to the inside to Putman. Putman drops it, and it's a free-for-all.
The North Stars need to get it back here.
And it's in the air, and Mackenzie Prentice misses it.
Caught by Prentice, but that will go back to the Baldwinsville Bees.
Tangway out of her net, and there's a violation. It will be Beeville ball.
It looks like Tori Iannotti will be able to come back in. Looks like she is back on the sideline. She looks good.
That was a nasty play. I'm glad she's okay. As Tangway looks to the outside. Tangway, and it looks like Beeville's offense will be met by Gabby Putman.
We've been saying Tangway so much. She has been playing so well today.
Again, 109 saves last year, 126 goals against. A lot more saves in this game, so more than 10, obviously, but that was before this game. She had 10 as Putman tries to pick that one up, and there's a whistle.
It feels like Tangway's had 105 saves today.
As Beeville will gain possession of it, Putman all over the Bees, and the referee will send them out to the outside. As it's back to Ayano as she's met by Allison Cole. Cole driving on the Bees. As Ayano looks to the far outside to number 14, Mussolino.
North Stars need to hold firm on defense right now.
As Hollenbeck takes it up the outside.
There are 2 Hollenbecks on this team. That was number 7, Emma Hollenbeck. Now, funny enough, both Hollenbecks are committed to play lacrosse at St. Bonaventure. So Grace and Emma Hollenbeck for the Bees are going down to play lacrosse.
Hollenbeck being chased by Pauline and Cole. As she's whacked to the outside, and it looks like the Bees will remain possession of this one. This is where the North Stars, if they want to come back, cannot fall. They cannot keep letting these violations happen. As Posey sends it off to Peters, and Peters sends it off to Muscoluno.
North Stars need to stop Baldwinsville here. They need to get the ball back. You need 5 goals to tie, but you need to hold firm on this defense, and you can't let Baldwinsville score again.
Mussolino back over to Peters. Peters trying to drive through the inside. She tries to get the shot off, and she scores. The Baldwinsville Bees extend their lead to 6, 10-4 Bees with 6:19 left in the second half. And Iannotti, it looks like, will return to this game.
Not what the North Stars wanted at all. The Bees extend their lead back up to 6. Definitely makes it more challenging for the North Stars, but not impossible. Owen O'Keefe said it last game on the mic for this girls lacrosse team. He said, lacrosse is a rare sport where you can get the ball back after you score. So the North Stars, if they catch fire, they can rapidly score and make this deficit a lot smaller.
With Iannotti's return to the game, Pauline will be sent off to the sideline to substitute.
Good play so far by Pauline today.
And it looks like Sarah Hunter will be sent back out for number 25 on the Bees. As the draw with Tortora and Posey.
Classic face-off that we've seen all game.
About 16 times.
Feels like more. It definitely feels like more.
Yeah, it feels like a lot more than that. As the draw is won, deflected off the North Star stick, and a whistle's blown. Looks like they're going to have to redo this draw. This referee is very picky on how he wants these draws to happen.
I know. You're going to be shocked. I'm the one making the hockey reference here. But it reminds me in a face-off in hockey where the ref says, no, I don't want you in the face-off, and sends another person.
Oh, it's
in.
awful. I hate when that happens. I never do that as a referee. And maybe I shouldn't admit that on TV, but I never do that as a referee. I just say, drop it. And the draw is back. Popped up in the air.
Deflected by Baldwinsville.
As Posey gains possession of that. Posey whacked by some sticks, and it looks like it will be Bee's ball. As Posey gets possession back and sends it over to Hollenbeck. Hollenbeck on the outside. Hollenbeck trying to take it behind the net as she sends it back to Carly Desimone.
North Stars need to, like I've said this before, I sound like a broken record, but the North Stars need to stop Baldwinsville on defense. They were holding strong until they allowed that 10th goal for Baldwinsville.
And the ball is loose on the ground. As Mussolino gets to that one, chased down by the Baldwinsville or by the North Stars defense. That was Gabby Putman. Putman all over Mussolino.
Great play by Putman to chase Mussolino on that last play.
Bees taking advantage, taking it through the middle, and they send it, and a great save by Nicole Mira.
That ball was shot.
Mira tries to cover it up.
Number 2, Ayano took the ball.
Tried to take the ball from Mira there. The ref said, no way is that happening. As Semino takes it up the side, passes it over to Klein. Klein is back in the game. Klein is taking it up the sideline. Klein and sideline, that's a good matchup because she has been racing the ball from end to end all game long.
As soon as you said Klein sideline, I thought of the great CNS North Stars football coach, Coach Dave Klein. Can't help but think of that Klein on the sideline. I'll have to use that next football season.
Yeah, we will have to use that next football season. Unfortunately, Sam will be graduating her great athleticism from CNS.
Next year, Sam will be at LaSalle University playing lacrosse.
And it looks like number 18 on the North Stars, Riley Kosick, will be taking this free shot on Tangway. She's lining up for that shot as she shoots, and she goes in! The North Stars score, and it's a 10-5 game with 4:16 left in the second half.
Great job for the North Stars. Cuts the lead to only 5.
The North Stars are doing some incredible magic in the second half, just like they did against Victor. Hopefully, Coach Prentice can keep this, and maybe a timeout, maybe 2 timeouts, maybe one by Baldwinsville, one by CNS, the 2 that they have left, respectively.
Each
not respectively.
team has 1 timeout left. Looks like the ref is getting in place.
And it looks like Molchanoff will be taking this draw.
Coach Prentice for the North Stars must be happy that the North Stars are coming back. When I spoke to Francesca Tortora about playing Baldwinsville, she said that this team, they have a better team overall, and they have better energy and grit than Baldwinsville. The North Stars are definitely showing that they have better grit than the Baldwinsville Bees.
As the draws went back to Peters, Peters sends it to Ayano up the sideline. Back over, and that's a goal for Baldwinsville, making it 11-5. A great response sent in by Mia Posey. And the Bees score that one. That was 11-5 ball game now. It looks like number 18, Carly Desimone, scored that one right between Mira's legs.
Carly Desimone, the star for Baldwinsville.
As Ava Semino's making a look to come back in the game.
Looks like CNS is going to send Ava Semino back in the game, number 20, the junior.
That happened so fast, I don't even think I had time to process that
I
goal.
know.
All that. And it looks like Molchanoff is back on that draw with Mia Posey.
Mia Posey has been strong in that draw all afternoon.
Iannotti will be substituted out. Semino for Iannotti.
Good to see Iannotti is okay.
That was a rough hit. As the draw is being set up. 3:59 left in the second half. Bees 11, CNS 5.
North Stars need to win this draw right now. Ref is getting them set up for the draw.
And this is taking a while. I mean, this ref really wants everything to happen perfectly. And the draw is one back, and it's deflected off the North Star stick.
Tortora fighting for it.
As Molchanoff ends up getting possession of that, and it looks like she's hit in the face, and they'll regain possession of it as it's sent over to Kosick.
Hopefully Molchanoff is okay. She looks to be okay.
She looks fine. A little tap on the face. As Firth sets up, sends it over to Tortora on the side. Tortora making her way around the net, trying to cut through the inside, looking for her options.
North Stars need to score here, and they need to score fast.
Tortora making her carve toward the inside, and she knocks down Beeville's defenders, and that will be Baldwinsville ball off that violation by Fran Tortora.
Not what you wanted to happen by
Not
North Stars.
at all.
Coach Prentice does not look happy about that.
And it's sent over to Sarah Hunter. Hunter taking it up through the midfield, through the dead center as she's met by Prentice. Prentice trying to get Hunter to carve to the outside as she sends it to Hollenbeck. Hollenbeck on the outside curls and tries to step back. She's being heavily guarded by Mira Lieberman.
Mira Lieberman, the senior, committed to Mercer.
As Desimone has it on the outside.
With just about 2.5 minutes left to go, the North Stars need to turn on the gas.
As Desimone sends it to Peters and she drops it. And it looks like she'll have to take the ball back to the outside as she gets it quickly and sends it over to Mussolini. I cannot get her name right today. I'm sorry. I'm calling her a different name every time. I might as well just call her Sophia. I'm extremely apologetic. I mean, I cannot. It's Muscolino.
It happens.
It happens to everybody. I mean,
with just about a minute left to go, the North Stars set their sights on Thursday. They have a huge game on Thursday. They go on the road to play the Fayetteville Manlius Hornets. That is this Thursday at 7 p.m. And for the Baldwinsville Bees, they also play Thursday. They play against the West Genesee Wildcats at home at 1 o'clock. So both teams have big SCAC Metro matchups ahead of them.
As the Baldwinsville attack scores number 3 on Baldwinsville, makes it a 12-5 game. This is not at all what the North Stars look to accomplish during this game. A 12-5 game for the Bees. The JV team destroyed Baldwinsville's JV team before this.
Drew, if you're the North Stars, you just got to put this in the rear view mirror and look ahead to your date with FM on Thursday.
I mean, I would be so glad to come back for that game, but unfortunately I won't be in attendance. But you know who might be in attendance?
Thursday on the North Star Network, the boys lacrosse team takes on the Ithaca Little Red. Rob Bateman and I will have that game on Thursday, and we might have a special guest appearance. He will be left unnamed, but that will be this Thursday at 7 o'clock on the North Star Network. Rob Bateman and myself will be on the call for the CNS North Stars boys lacrosse team against Ithaca. That's this Thursday at 7. But like I was saying before, the North Stars need to put this game in the rearview mirror. You have tomorrow to prepare for FM and just go out there and you got to play. You got to play tough. The North Stars never gave up throughout this game. They still had a chance. But it's good that the North Stars never gave up, but Beeville, just the better team this afternoon.
And it looks like the North Stars are setting up on their attack. Fran Tortora taking it behind the net.
Looks like she passes it to Prentice.
Prentice taking it up through the middle.
Prentice is yet to
as
score
it's
today.
knocked out of her stick by the Beeville defenders. As Posey takes it up. Posey takes it up through the side. .22 seconds left in this game. Beeville is looking to stall just to get this win as Peters sends it up the side. As Iano takes it up, sends it behind the net. 10 seconds left. Hollenbeck racing up the side.
Just about 3 seconds left.
And the Baldwinsville Bees will take this one, a rematch that will hurt the North Stars for the rest of the season, but the Baldwinsville Bees, it will make their season as they beat the CNS North Stars 12-5 in this game after the North Stars had beaten them last year in the Section 3 finals in overtime.
Thank you for joining us. We'll be right back in just a moment.
And we're back here at the North Star Network. That was not what we wanted. That was not anticipated. That was not what we wanted. A 12-5 game. The North Stars tried to come back in that second half. They tried. We'll give them. I mean, they really did good. Some injuries happen in the game that you just cannot control, and I mean, they're going to bounce back against FM on Thursday.
Yeah, they are. Now, my stars for the game, Francesca Tortora, still performed for the North Stars. She scored 4 of their 5 goals in a solid performance. Francesca Tortora, she will still play hard, whether it is a win or a loss. Sadly, it was a loss here. But really, the key player for Baldwinsville today was their goalie, Samantha Tangway. She had multiple saves, and she was a solid player. She stopped literally everyone on this North Stars team at least once. And then you also had Carly DeSimone, star player. She scored some good goals for the Bees today.
Yeah, it's a tough loss for the North Stars, but again, they're going to bounce back. That's the CNS way. They're going to bounce back. This is going to be a possible Section 3 championship lineup.
That's the best bet. Baldwinsville, CNS in the sectional championships. We saw it for field hockey. We saw it for football. Could we see it again for girls lacrosse?
We saw Beeville in the section finals for hockey, too.
Yeah.
They came up short. I think it was like a 2-1 game. I mean, Beeville has some great athletics. And
they do. So does CNS.
CNS does have they have way better athletics. Yeah. I mean, Beeville, we don't like Beeville. I mean, this was a tough loss.
I think we're a little biased towards the North Stars.
Maybe just a little, but we don't like Beeville at all. But anyways, I'm Drew Matiasik alongside Johnny Lisi. Thank you to Hunter Bachuska, who was our cameraman for tonight, Daryl White, our PA announcer, Mr. Pilata, Chris Pilata, our scoreboard, and Mr. Howell, the stadium director. I'm Drew Matiasik. Johnny Lisi to my left.
Thank you for joining us this afternoon.